What's going on, arcade nerds? In this video I'm going to show you guys how to install the Flight Yoke Rumble Kit for your Star Wars machine. But let me explain what it is first. What this kit does is it modifies the code on a Star Wars machine, and it also adds the ability to support a rumble controller. So in other words, there's a shaker motor that will mount inside your yoke and vibrate the handles when you get hit. Yeah, so in other words, when you lose some of your shield or whatever, when you take damage onto your ship, the controller will actually shake. So anyways, in the kit, what you're going to get is this right here. You're going to get some wire, which we'll talk about later. You're going to get your rumble motor. You're going to get 2 zip ties and your new EEPROMs to go into your Star Wars PCB. Okay? Anyways, first things first is you want to get your flight yoke. Okay? You can leave it on the machine when you do this, but just for the purpose of this video, I have it off the machine here. But anyways, you want to take off a screw here, and another 2 screws on the bottom of this. And then this will just slide right off. Okay? Now, this is already a modified yoke controller. This has my clear buttons and clear triggers and the additional wires to make those work. If you're interested in how to install the clear triggers and the clear buttons, there's another video in the description that can show you how to do that. Anyways, also these triggers and buttons can be bought at arcadeshop.com. Anyways, first thing you're going to want to do is get your wire. Okay. Let me unravel this. You're going to get your wire like this. And you're going to want to fish it through this back hole. Okay, now this may take a couple tries because it is kind of tight. Okay, I got it through. Or did I? Here I did. Okay. So, now it is all the way through the controller. Okay. I'm going to split this and peel back a bit. I'm going to strip it like this. Okay. So now I'm going to tin these wires. Okay, so we got that one tinned. We got that one tinned. Okay, now I'm going to grab the rumble motor. Okay, and we're going to solder these wires to these wires. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better. Okay, now you want to cover the insulation with something. You don't want these bare exposed wires to be in there. Now nothing comes with the kit. If you want to, you can use electrical tape or whatever. But what I'm going to use is some shrink tubing. Okay, just to make them kind of uniform, I'll do both. Same size here. Let me zoom out a little bit actually. It's a little too close, huh? Okay, so I'm going to put the shrink tubing on this one. And this is already pre-tinned, so I should be able to get away with just doing this. Okay, so that's on. And I'm going to put my shrink tubing on this wire. We're going to connect it to this side. Whoops. I have the camera in my face, so it's actually hard for me to see. Everything's at a goofy angle. Anyway, so let's go ahead and solder this wire. Okay. So I'm going to move this over here. And somewhere I had a lighter. Oh, there's my lighter. I'm going to shrink this wire down. This tubing down. Close enough. Looks good to me. Now, as that cools, I'm going to grab a zip tie out of the kit. This is the first zip tie. And I'm going to shove this zip tie through here. It's kind of a tight fit. Okay, so now the zip tie is put through here, and I'm going to put this right here. Okay? Okay, we got that nice and tight. The wire is nice and tight here. And I'm going to go ahead and clip off the remaining length of the zip tie. Okay, make sure it's nice and snug. Now, I'm going to move this. You know, first let me show you this. You see this shaft? There's a shaft that runs through the center of here, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to get this collar inside here, and we're going to use this set screw to mount it to that shaft. Alright, so let me loosen it up a little bit. Okay, now we want to turn the controller this way. Okay, put it on the shaft. Squeeze down a little bit and tighten the set screw. Okay, now I can pull this back out. Let's make sure we have enough slack. Now, you see these existing wires? We're going to go ahead and follow these existing wires like this. And now let's move this back and forth to make sure no wires are going to touch the vibrator motor or anything like that. Make sure we have full movement. And we do. Okay. So I'm going to grab zip tie number 2. And I'm just going to zip tie our new wire to this wire. Okay. There we go. All right, and just to make a double check, let's make sure no wires are binding. And let's imagine if this motor were to spin that motor down here, nothing is going to touch those wires, right? We are good to go. So now the yoke part is done. You can go ahead and reattach the cover. And let's move on to what we do with the board. Okay, so here we have our Star Wars board. CPU side face up on the table here. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is remove this cable. Okay, set that aside. And there's going to be a screw here and a screw here. Go ahead and remove those screws and pull off the soundboard. Okay, now we're going to set that aside. Now, you want to remove this, 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 and this. These 4 chips in a row, okay? Now, be careful. Don't hold me responsible if you screw something up on your board. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these chips. I'm going to pick them up a little bit. Okay. Take your time. There's no reason to force it. Nothing should be forced. This is really awkward for me because the camera is right in my face. I say that in so many different videos. I say that. It's true. The camera's right in my face. It's hard for me to work with my arms stretched out like this and I'm not looking at it. Usually when I'm working on something, my head is like right over top of things. So I may look a little clumsy. But anyway, so I'm going to pull this chip. I'm going to pull this chip. We're going to pull this chip. We're going to pull this chip. Okay, now, as you can see, these EEPROMs are labeled 1K. Okay, what that means is, if you look on the silk screen of the board, it actually is marked, the position. So we're going to put 1K where the silk screen says 1K. Now we're going to put this guy here. That is 1J. Here's 1H. And here is 1F. And simple as that. All you have to do now is reassemble. Now let me explain what this does a little bit before we go upstairs and test it. Okay, what this does is this disables your coin counter. Okay, when this kit is installed, your coin counter, the little meter that's behind the coin door, will no longer work. And what it does instead is this wire coming out of the back of your yoke plugs into where the coin counter plug is. So the harness is not damaged in any way. All you're going to do is you're going to unplug your coin counter and plug your new wire from your yoke into the coin counter. And that's it. And so it no longer counts coins, but rather than count coins, it turns on the vibrator motor inside your yoke. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So, all right, so let's go upstairs and let's plug this thing in and let me show you guys what it looks like. Okay, as you can see, the yoke is back into the machine here. And if you're not familiar with this kit here, this is a light kit that I made. It makes the triggers light up and the buttons light up. And once again, you can buy that at arcadeshop.com. Anyways, so we're coined up, we're ready to go. And let me show you this rumble feature.
Red 5 standing by.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to easy. I'm going to let something hit me. Now you hear how it vibrated? Now I'm just going to hold it. It does make a noise if you're not holding it. So I'm just going to gently hold it and get hit. Come on. There we go. You see how it's actually quiet when you're holding it. Anyways, so I just got hit 2 times now and it vibrated. Let me let it hit me again. There we go. It's actually a really strong vibration. It's kind of cool. It also vibrates when the Death Star explodes. So that's what I'm going to show you here in a minute.
Trust me.
Too bad, you know, there's no way I could show you guys and have you guys feel it vibrate over the camera, you know? But okay. It's actually pretty powerful. Kind of cool. Anyways, I'll go ahead and let myself die. You know, it's funny. It's kind of hard to let yourself die on easy mode. Come on, shoot me. Screw you guys. And there it is. One important thing to mention is, with these EPROMs, it still passes self-test. I know often when you modify data on these games, the self-test will not work properly. It'll say that the EPROMs are bad or something like that. So anyways, yes, this does pass self-test. The EPROMs still check out, so the machine has no idea that the code has been changed. Anyways, so that's that. Okay, I should mention that it is likely that these will be sold out by the time you watch this video. But in the future, I hope to contact some sort of arcade company to sell these for me. After this run, I don't think I'm going to want to ship these out individually anymore. I'd rather ship it to some company and have them deal with all the logistics of shipping things and so on. I have too many projects as it is. But anyways, make sure to install this kit onto a working board. Be careful when you pull those EPROMs. If you're not familiar with EPROMs, with pulling EPROMs and so on, you know, there's a possibility that you could get that screwdriver under the chip, and if some people want to pry this way, and you could scratch the board. You don't want to scratch any traces on your board or anything like that. So be very careful when you pry your EPROMs up. Okay. You know, long story short, it's not my fault if you break your stuff. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Ralph Corman. He's a friend of mine, and he's the one that wrote the code to make the Rumble Kit work. Also, in the future, there will be an EPROM that I will sell, and what it does is it plugs into the Victor Labs Star Wars Empire Strikes Back multi-game. Okay, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to pull out one of your flash ROMs, stick the new flash ROM in, and it will work with the Rumble Kit. Anyways, anything else I should say, Kelly?
I can't think right now.
Yeah, I'm probably going to miss something. But anyways, oh, here's something to think about. Okay, so the kit comes with these. Your EPROMs came in these little static boxes, right? Well, you can put the old EPROMs back in those static boxes, and you can put it back inside the Rumble Kit box, and just throw the box in the bottom of your cabinet. That way you have the original ROMs, and, you know, it can easily be reverted back to original. But, I guess that's it. Anyways, have a good one, guys, and hopefully this video helped any of you that will be installing the Rumble Kit. Have a good one.